Привет, дорогие друзья! Ну что ж, начинается лайв. Он очень необычный. Необычный, потому что моим гостем будет Гил Петерсил. Необычный. Гил живет в Сингапуре. Сейчас присоединится к нам с Бали. Необычно он будет, потому что Гил не говорит по-русски. Соответственно, мы будем говорить по-английски и на простом английском языке. Так что будем говорить о партнерстве, естественно, потому что Гил является экспертом в партнерстве. А партнерство, я считаю, это один из самых мощных инструментов, которые можно использовать для того, чтобы сделать большой скачок в продажах. Так, мне нужно нажать кнопочку тут с двумя мордочками, как мне сказали. Так. Пока я не вижу от него запроса. Пока не вижу. Вот, так что появилась идея поделиться этим. Потом мы, конечно, переведем еще и на русский язык. Я не знаю, как мы переведем. Мы добавим туда какие-то субтитры. Hello, my friends. This is Alex Visotsky. I'm a founder of Visotsky Consulting, and we're going to conduct a small meeting with Gil Petersil, and he is an international expert when it comes to partnership, networking, and I have some questions because I believe that partnership and this kind of activity are really very helpful right now, because without big investments, it helps us to increase our clientele, and it helps us to get new clients, new business, and now it's a crucial. Oh, I see him. Hello. One second, how does it work? Trying. Hello, I'm trying. Gil, on my way. Interesting. I don't see your request somehow. I see you on the slide, but I don't see your request. Okay. Oh, hello, my friend.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. How are you? Where are you?
I'm in Bali right now, doing really great. Thank you.
Oh, cool. I love this backdrop. It looks like Russian, like all this, Russian trees or no.
Well, I actually think that the guy that owns this place, because his wife is Russian, maybe he was very much inspired. So
Uh,
there's definitely a connection.
I believe it doesn't matter who owns this thing, but it matters about his wife. She's Russian, and so you know how it works. And okay, I have a bunch of questions to you because you are international expert, and when it comes to partnerships, networking, and now I believe now it's a very challenging time for business owners around the world. And one of the biggest challenge, how to increase number of our clients, how to get new business. And I believe that partnership is maybe the best way and most cost efficient way how to get more clients now in this situation. And so tell us, and you're an expert, and it really, I'm very interested to get these answers, because the truth is, now, for example, when it comes to Visotsky Consulting around the world, our income is only 50% of the average level of previous year. And this is why for me it's the same way. It's very important for me the same way as for my clients.
Yeah. First of all, I see that a lot of your audience is speaking Russian. Привет все. Когда нужно, я могу по-русски немножко. Сегодня нужно английский. It's going to be a little bit easier. So, first of all, thank you again for having me on today. I'm a big fan of your work. I'm a big fan of Visotsky Consulting. You know, I've been following you guys for a while, and I look forward when the events are coming back into place so that we could do some really big things together, both offline and online. I just had a nice bug from nature come on to me.
Ow.
Bali is full of little things flying around.
Is it safe?
Very safe. You know, I'm grateful for my wife. I'm grateful for our family for making a decision, because our home is in Singapore, to come and stay in Bali for a little bit longer, because we were here in the winter, well, in December, January, and we decided to stay here. Being in Bali allows me to focus on my business, and allows me to really add value to the world, and allows me to look at the partners that I have around the world and see how I can add value to them. So, you know, my office is a yoga studio, and being around nature, it gives me a lot of energy to send energy to the world, to people who need it. Our office is in Moscow. I got partners in England. I got partners in Israel. I got partners in the US. So, you know, I'm in full action 18 hours a day, thinking about how I can add value to partner. Because in answering your question, I think it's really important, in my opinion, to always consider who can complement me in order for me to achieve goals that I want in business. Because in life, I think when we find that partner, the wife, that husband, you know, that kind of soulmate, I believe our life becomes better. I believe things suddenly become easier. The balance in the house, who does what, who takes care of what, we balance each other out. And the same thing happens in business. I've set up more than 20 different companies around the world, and every single one of them I learned again and again, you can't do this alone, Gil. You need to do this with partners. You got to connect with someone else in order to find that balance, in order to, you know, my strengths would potentially be their weakness, and potentially to see how we can co-elevate each other in the business itself.
Thank you. You know, business people, sometimes they think this way. Okay, Gil, it's clear for you because you are a very famous international entrepreneur and everyone wants to deal with you. But what if I have my small medical office, dental office, only maybe 10 employees, 2 doctors, 3 chairs, and how can I apply all these beautiful ideas?
So, you know, I love these kind of questions because they bring me back to who I am. I don't know if a lot of, you know, your viewers, I don't know if you know, but I'm an immigrant. I was born in Israel, and I moved out of Israel at the age of 10 with my family. So since the age of 10, I've been moving countries, never speaking the local language, always being an immigrant. I used to have awful accent in English, English being my 3rd language, and me being an introvert. I used to find it extremely challenging and frustrating to connect with people, to find those partners. And I remember putting myself in the shoes of a small business owner, medical clinic, a shop, whatever they have, even if they have a small e-commerce business, identifying strategic partners that could potentially become business partners, potentially become affiliate partners, potentially become those sort of, you know, those sort of partnerships that would maybe be a little bit more flexible with me. So as an example, if you're currently running a small business, there's a number of different partners that someone would want, right? Like any of your followers would know that a partner could be a business partner that actually has shares in the company. A partner to me could be a really good supplier who gives me 30 or 60 days credit. This is an amazing partner. Even if you're a dentist, if you manage a really good relationship with your suppliers, that would really help you during difficult times because they would give you more time to pay your bills. This is really important. To me, depending on the business that you're in, A partner could also be a specific client. So in a dentist, it doesn't really work, but in a B2B business, some of your best partners as a client who is the one who's buying from you regularly. He's one of your top 3 clients. During such times, it's crisis times, you must treat these people like not a client, but your best partner. Because if they stop buying everything, you're out of business. They're your top 3 clients. But if you could be flexible with them and you can give them credit, or you can train them, or you can work with your team, suddenly you're treating your client like a partner. And I believe that creates much better results.
You know, it's very, very interesting perspective. I never thought about my clients as partners. I never thought about my suppliers. It's really interesting. But I have this question. Okay, but it looks like it's kind of very tailor-made relationship. So it's not that easy to delegate this kind of relationship, communication to our executives, even executives. I am not talking about rank and file, please. What do you think about it? Is it possible to organize our business somehow to be able to support this kind of relationships?
So that is such a powerful question. You know, I haven't had this question in a long time, which is really, it comes down to, am I able to copy myself or to give my values, my style of relationship management to another person in my company? One, will they share the values, have the skill, have the mindset, and have the trust so that they don't take all my contacts and go away and set up another business? So these are all concerns on people's minds. I've done this many times in my life, so I know it works. So first of all, it works because my assistant has access to a lot of my connections. Just today, I asked my assistant to go through some of my database, identify people who would be great speakers for one of our new Mastermind projects, and I empowered her with an idea of a approach, strategy, how to approach all these people on my behalf. So I believe that, first of all, if you have executives or key team members that you want them to follow up with your best partners, you need to make sure they share your values. So for me, things like resourcefulness, kindness, gratefulness, respect, open communication, these are some of my most important values. And I make sure that my leaders in my company and my assistant as well has similar values. And when it comes to approaching someone, whether it's my highest end client, whether it's my speakers, my mentors, I believe, one, there is a way to teach and work with our key employees on how to approach these people to manage that relationship by showing them by example. So I do a lot of role playing with my team. Number 2, like today, for example, I spoke to a gentleman by the name of Ron Kaufman. Ron Kaufman is by far the #1 guy in the world in customer service and customer care. #1 by far. And I've brought him into one of my new programs because he's helped Singapore as a country be a leader in the world. So he's helped customer service and corporations, entrepreneurships, and governments. And I brought him in, and what I did on a Zoom call, I had 2 of my employees join the Zoom call and listen. They spoke for maybe 2 minutes out of the 1-hour call, but they were able to learn a lot by modeling how I did it. And after the call, she sent me a message, one of my girls, Val, from Moscow office, and said, wow, I love that call. Can we do that more often? I wrote a lot of notes on how you engage them and how you got them to be interested in the conversation. So the simple answer is, 1, we need to get over trust. We got to trust our employees with connections. And number 2, we need to support them with learning the skills and having the mindset to work with such partners.
Oh, it's great. It's really great. And all these 2 parts are very important. And also, you notice this thing, so you need to be prepared. So there are some more important things. So your ideology, you need to share it with your executives and employees. You need to have this ideology. You need to be able to somehow to explain your thoughts about the future strategy. Okay, but in general, I got it. But when it comes to, for example, when it comes to exchange, let's take a simple situation. We have a medical office or some medium-sized company, and they approach another business, another company, and they really can support each other. Maybe just to empower the PR image or to promote services among their clients, customers. What's the best way how to maintain exchange with your partner? Because sometimes when we offer some money, commissions, some businesses, they accept it. Some businesses, they tell us, no, we're not interested in. But how to organize everything, all this exchange? Because, if we don't maintain this exchange, right balance, any partnership goes down in time.
Of course. So this is, Alexander, this is such an important question, especially right now during these challenging times where organization, companies, entrepreneurs, they don't have as much time to necessarily, focus on each client, because what people are doing right now is they're stressing, how do I solve my problems? However, right now, it is the most important time to do what you're suggesting, to look at each of the partners we have and explore what is the networking blueprint that we have with them. So I think you know that I've written books about this stuff, and now I have another book that's all about the ethical deal maker. Because networking allows us to manage relationships at different levels, because it starts at a level of just connections, and then it goes down to contacts, to relationships, to partners, and to the friends. And at each one of those levels, we have different levels of approach, of my perception, of my energy to them, of the time I allocate to them. Do I send them gifts? Do I go and visit them? Do I call them every week? Do I send them WhatsApp messages? How do I maintain that relationship? But then any relationship, there's going to be some kind of a transaction. There could be energy transaction, just phone calls back and forth. There could be content transaction. You're sharing books. Hey, Sasha, I just wanted to share with you, I just read this amazing book that reminded me of our last conversation. Here's a really good book. Or like, hey, Misha, I met up with my friend, Roland, and I was talking about you, and I'd love to introduce you guys together. So introductions. So transactions can come in so many different levels, and it's a lot of what I teach many of my clients that work with me. It's how do you bring exchange to a position where your client loves transactions with you, not because of money. Money is just one of the transactions, because they enjoy the added value approach. They enjoy the content. They enjoy the friendliness. They enjoy that you care about them. You don't just call them when you want them to buy. You don't want to just call them when you're trying to sell them something. You're calling them to find out what's new and exciting in your business. Hey, is there something we could do for your business right now? Hey, I know you're going through challenging times. I know you haven't bought anything from us. I'm not calling you to try to sell you anything. I'm just calling you to let you know that our company cares about you as a customer, even when you're not buying. If there's something we can do to help you out, let us know. Just saying that to a key customer makes such a big difference, because the art of a deal maker, to actually have that deal between two companies, the two individuals, requires the relationships to be built. And I believe the deal maker right now, more than ever before, like I see how many opportunities are coming to me. Every single day, 10 to 15 opportunities are coming on LinkedIn, on Facebook. Every day they're coming in. And it's because of the approach that people have to business. If they think scarcity, where is money? Where is money? It's not going to come. If they think, who do I manage relationships right now? And how do I serve them? How do I potentially look to transact with them? Not money, transact with them, and then bring it to a position of, hey, there is an opportunity here. Maybe we can have a deal together.
Yes, absolutely. And what I see now, we can separate our business community, entrepreneurial community, into two parts. Some part just waits until everything is finished, and it looks like it will never happen. But another part, absolutely active. They are active that like they was never active before. They work 16 hours like you, 18 hours per day, and these guys now they are looking for new partnerships, and they're trying to empower the existing partnership because, and we don't have much time. Do you have some advice how to, because the time is most, maybe now it's most valuable resource, especially when it comes to partnerships. Usually we are as entrepreneurs, goal setters, we're involved in most important ones. And how to define what is most important for us, or how to direct this resource?
So that's a cool question, because yesterday I was working with one of my clients to see how do we balance these three resources that we really need to manage most in our lives. The one resource is the energy that we have. How much energy do we have during the day? Some people have no energy, and there's ways that you could bring your energy up. Number two, how do you manage your assets? To me, the biggest assets we have is our network. How do we manage relationships? How do you follow up with people? Because and the other one is the time. And time is, to me, very connected to, what we get in return for our time. Because we spend our time doing something, even if it's just meditation and silence, and you get actually something in return. You get energy. Sometimes you spend your time and you get money. Sometimes you spend your time and you get like love. You spend your time and you get something. Time is transactional in a way. So I actually think, Alexander, that we have more time now than ever before. Anyone that tells you I don't have time is full of shit. They don't know how to manage time. Please, if anybody is listening and they don't have time, take one course on Google for free, how to manage time during crisis. I believe the average person our age right now has an average of 15 to 18 hours a day. I got 2 kids. I got 50 staff members. I got responsibilities. I also have hobbies, and I have habits, and I have rituals during the day. I'm busy like everyone else. My business 1 month ago completely stopped. I'm in the travel business. I'm in the event industry. 100% stopped. Multi-million-dollar business went from here to 0 sales. I didn't stop. I looked at my time and I said, how do I innovate? How do I use my creativity? So first step all your audience should do is, number one, audit your network. Who am I talking to right now? Who am I talking to? People who are all negative. Oh my God, government is not helping us. Oh my God, like there's no sales. Are you talking to people who are just complaining all the time? Are you talking to people who are successful right now? People in the food delivery industry are very successful. Yeah, I'm sorry. People in e-commerce are very successful right now. People in different manufacturing are successful right now. There is many companies who are doing well because they're innovating. I know at least 10 different friends who own restaurants who within 48 hours created a delivery solution. That's it. Some people I know have a restaurant and say, I'm going to close my restaurant because society told me I have to close my restaurant. No, society told you don't allow people into your restaurant. You don't have to close your kitchen. You could still have 1 or 2 people working in your kitchen with a mask and sending food out. So in pretty much any business you have, you can innovate. Someone told me they had a dance school. It was like, Gil, I have a dance school. What am I going to do now? Within a week later, I helped them come up with a strategy on how to have a fully online dance school. And every single Monday at 7 o'clock, they have over 100 people getting together on Zoom, dancing together in their home, and everyone's looking at each other. How awesome is that? So I think, one, we must audit our network to make sure that we have some kind of a balance, because a lot of people are driven by fear. Oh my God, I'm afraid, I don't have answers. Oh my God, I have so many problems. Okay, I get it. People are dying. I get it. However, you can also choose to say, oh my God, I have so much time. Oh my God, this is the best time of my life. I get to actually be at home with my family, and I get to actually have time to look at my passions. And I finally don't have to drive to the office every day for 1 or 2 hours. I suddenly have all these extra hours. What should I be doing with my time? And I think it's important for people to choose what to do with our time instead of looking into the situation and when is it going to end and how do I survive, look elsewhere. What businesses are doing well right now? You can find those online. What groups on social media are talking about business opportunities? You can find those online. What online events internationally are actually talking about innovation, creativity? Yesterday, I was a speaker at an event called Exo World. It has about 100 speakers, and the biggest speakers in the world were speakers at this event. And the whole event was about identifying problems and identifying solutions in all different industries in the world. Very, very simple. And it was a small event, only about 1,000 people online. But I loved on how many international people were just focusing on solutions. So I think it's really a choice of what do I do with my time right now?
Okay, it's great, really. And also, of course, now we are busy, we change a lot, we transfer all our services online, we expand our network, but there is a question, because it's obvious that this world changes, and it changes much faster right now. Because previously we just thought, okay, maybe, just maybe, this let's say this your example, dancing school, and maybe they even had some thoughts to start to use some online, to deliver something online, but now they don't have any time to think, they need to act. And this is why the situation pushes us entrepreneurs to change things very fast. And what do you think, what won't be the same way after this quarantine measures, like 1-2 months, when it's finished? How this world changes really as the result? Because we need to think about it. We need to plan our activities, strategies.
So I'll give you the funny, honest answer. I don't believe that anyone has the answers of what's going to happen next.
Yes, and this is why I'm asking you, because I really.
So, yeah, I see myself as a visionary for many, many years when it comes to industries and business, especially when it comes to communities and networks. I see myself as someone, because I'm connected to so many people, so many days, important people around the world, they're giving me their opinions. So first of all, I believe that this quarantine will last for at least another 3 months, but it's going to slowly ease out. It's not going to be less than that. I think that in the next 6 to 9 months, people are not going to fly as much. People are not going to drive to work as much. Moscow is not going to get traffic. Like, I used to live in Moscow for 10 years, and I used to know that people would drive between 1 to 3 hours every day from home to work. That's not going to happen until next year. People are not going to drive as much as they used to. Supermarkets are not going to be as busy. Events are not going to come into fashion. I believe that this year, you're not going to see 10,000 people events. Even like I work with Tony Robbins, I work with some of the biggest people in the world in the event industry because it's a lot of what we do. I don't believe, and I said this to Tony's team, I spoke to them like last week, and I don't believe they're going to have another event of 10,000 people this year. I think maybe next year it's going to come back, but this year, things are going to change. People are going to want a different level of security. People are going to want a different level of customization. And if you look at the businesses out there, like a dancing school, yesterday I spoke to one of my friends who owns Culinarion in Moscow. They have a few around the world. They have 27 of these kitchens, cooking kitchens around the world. And in Moscow and St. Petersburg, they have a very, very famous business. And they took their whole offline business, which was all about team building, which was all about bringing people offline in the kitchen and cooking together. They took the whole thing online in the most beautiful way possible. They delivered to each individual in the team a little box at home. And together they get the whole company team on a Zoom call. The chef is cooking with each person at home. The experiences are going to still innovate. I think augmented reality, virtual reality is going to grow like crazy, where you could be at a Tony Robbins event by putting your goggles on and you can look left and see people, look right, see people, look in front of you, and you see Tony Robbins on stage. Yeah, and you hear the music, you feel like you're there, but you don't have to travel, 1,000 miles to get there. You don't have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars. You could pay less. And I know that Tony is working on that. I know that Tony is working on artificial intelligence solution for himself. I know it's coming. That's in my industry. I personally believe that people need to be expecting more challenging times. We launched a project called Challenge Me to get people ready for more challenges. I think personally, and I hope it doesn't offend anyone listening, what's happening right now in the world for me personally is a gift to me. It's a gift to me.
It's interesting, and you lost in your business because your businesses are all this, big events, and you lost, and you have this attitude. Interesting.
Well, if I didn't have this attitude, I'd be at home depressed. I have this attitude because it's not the first time. Alexander, we've had other crises in the past. I've had this up and down in life because I believe that it's a gift for me because I've sat there and I've outlined. Think about all of you guys listening right now. Think about yourself. Have you sat down and outlined and said, why is this a gift for me right now? Like for me, I could tell you, I get to spend more time with my wife. I get to spend more time with my kids. I get to almost be in this amazing place called Bali. And I don't get to leave the house very much, but it's okay. I'm an introvert. I don't mind not leaving the house a lot. I like being alone sometimes. I love networking, but being alone is cool. I got to I had this project in the garage for a year. I know everyone, you have one as well, Alexander. You have a project that you've been thinking about for a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
The garage. You've been thinking about it, and now you have time. Now you have an extra 1 to 2 to 3 hours every day. I did that 3 weeks ago. I took out a project that's been in the garage for more than a year. We called it Mastermind.space. And it's all about giving the world for free the knowledge about masterminding, the knowledge how they can solve any problem and come up with as many opportunities as they need every single day. And I understood that this is a gift for me. Now, again, it all depends on the mindset of people.
Absolutely right about this garage things, because now we change a lot. And what happens with me, I don't know how it works with you, but what happens with me, for example, we change something in our promotion, or we change something in our services. And you know what happens? I just realized that I had this idea like months ago, and I didn't start it. So I thought about it 2 years ago. We discussed it with my partner a year ago. What's wrong with us? Why do we need to wait until this corona situation happens? It's sad, really.
So what is that project that was in the garage for you?
For example, we have our office in New York, Taipei, Russia, Ukraine, and we noticed 2 months ago. We noticed that in New York, 2 months ago, it became pretty challenging to sell our offline service. We have this 4 days workshop. We help people to develop organizational functional structure. And 2 months ago, we noticed that people, they don't want to travel. They already didn't want to travel at that time. All these flights, hotels, and we're under this pressure, we decided to switch this service online. And we converted into 7 days online workshop. A business owner spends only 4 hours. It's convenient because you don't need to travel. It's convenient because you can continue to deal with your business. It's not full day event. And so in New York, it was successful. And when we got these first results, I realized, I thought about it 2 years ago, because technically we could start to deliver this particular service online 2 years ago. But and I don't have any excuses. Why didn't we start it 2 years ago? And if we started, now we had a much bigger market and more experience and much better customer experience. So this kind of things. And the same thing when it comes to promotion, we were thinking for, I don't know, for a year to start a new service for a smaller company, for entrepreneurs who works alone, maybe with 2 or 3 assistants. because they
Nice.
struggle. They need
Of course.
some very basic, very fundamental managerial tools. And we were speaking about it for years.
I think it's amazing, Alexander. What you're telling me is like the greatest news I can hear because, you know, over the last 3 weeks, I've been speaking to some people in England and Mexico and Israel, like in Russia, of course, in Asia. We're doing a lot of things in Singapore, and everyone is telling me, you know, Gil, what's happening in the education industry? What's happening in the event industry? Everybody is telling me what they think, and you know, asking me what I think. And to me, you're very much in the events and in the education industry. That's kind of
Absolutely.
combination. And I think, you know, this is the greatest time for us because education of schools needed a kick in the ass. Schools have been
Absolutely.
awful for so many years. Now, teachers have to learn that technology is important. They need to learn that schools are not to teach kids. Kids should be learning at home. Kids should be coming to schools for masterminding, for engagement, for group activities, for having fun together. Networking is important. Now kids go to school, they don't network. They network after school. They should be studying at home, coming to school to network, to talk about what they studied, to do group studies, to, you know, to discuss things. And I think in your business, and it's also in mine, events will go online like crazy. I'm currently in discussions with 3, in my opinion, are the greatest platforms in the world to run online events. And if you need any help, please let me know. I'll support you 100%. I'm a big fan of what you do because content will start becoming cheap and free. You could see that the biggest organizations in the world, Udemy, Coursera, Harvard, the biggest ones are starting to give so much for free. What's going to be costly is the actual engagement. So for example, we were going to do an event together in May. I was really excited for this event and I'm really looking forward to doing that event with you. But an event like that needs to be 80% interaction, 20% speeches. Speeches should be at home before the event for everyone, for cheap or free. When they show up offline, group activities, masterminding. Let's actually work on your projects together. So when you go home, you have results already. You don't go home to work on your results. You come together with us, you pay us money to work on your results. Now, this is something I believe is going to come for sure in the world of events. It's already coming now. I know because we're doing a lot of things for free over the last few weeks. And if people want to spend time with me on business strategy, creative thinking, strategic networking, how to enter the international market, they spend time with me. We do it like a group mentorship. We do it as a group coaching together. And people pay money for that. Because webinars and seminars, all of that is going to be for free or cheap. And I think that in the last 3 weeks, I've done this probably at least once or twice a day. No one has ever given me one business that I could not tell them how to take it online or how to make money from it or how to switch it around. It's opening your mind.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm repeating it right now to almost everyone. You have to become a startup in your own business. You just need to accept your business as some set of resources, and you need to get this viewpoint that you are starting from scratch, and you need to look on the market, on these clients, and everything. You know what you're talking about, this let's say mastermind networking conventions situation. I believe you're absolutely right. And when it comes to my business, we make our money on consulting. It's not training part, it's consulting part, it's a live interaction. But yes, you're absolutely right, and I believe it changed absolutely this way. To be honest, I don't know how to conduct it, because very soon we have this convention. It will be more than 300 business owners, very experienced ones, smart guys, bright guys, and to be honest, I really, I love to communicate. I love to listen to them because they bring me ideas about my business. But the problem is I don't know how to conduct it this way because I like this idea and they love it. They already have this experience, offline experience. You know, after this, our meeting on Bali, I took some things and I started to implement on our meetings, our conventions, our business clubs. And our friends, our partners, they are so excited about it. They love these masterminds. They love these brainstorms. And to be honest, I don't know how to conduct it online.
So I can share with you what we're doing because I'm currently working with guys in Singapore and South Africa. Yesterday I spoke with this massive event in the US. There's a few things that need to be understood, that there's existing software out there that have excelled at doing events online. Something as simple as Zoom, of course, everybody knows. But Zoom had an average of 10 million active users 2 months ago. It now has 200 million active users, and it's growing every day. So what's happening now, the world around us is learning how to use these softwares themselves. There's now more users on webinars than ever before. It's really important that, you know, if before we had 100 webinars a day in Russia, now we got 5,000 webinars a day. If in the past we had a few people doing Instagram lives, everybody is doing Instagram lives now.
Absolutely.
And what's happening, people understand that this is content for free. Running the offline event, I believe, has 4 different sections that's really important to consider. Number 1 is the content sharing section. It should be short, like TED Talks. 15 minutes on average. Don't have anyone speaking for an hour. We got to engage the audience. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking at your sharing and your questions. I'm happy to answer every single one of your questions. If we don't do it now, just send Alexander a question or send it to me and we'll answer all of them. So we got to engage people. So 15 minutes, the first thing is the content. Who are the speakers and what are they trying to provoke? Thought leaders. Second section, which is very important, breakout sections. How do you break people out with facilitators to come up with solutions, to work on things? Third section, which is my favorite one, of course, networking. Networking events, networking breaks are very important. Yesterday at 3 o'clock in the morning, Bali time, 3 o'clock in the morning, I was a networking facilitator at an event in the US for 1,000 people.
Wow.
And it was cool. I told them exactly how to network and everybody is online. There is techniques on how to do that today. Like, again, I've facilitated hundreds of events around the world, over 1,000 probably by now. And it's easy for me to understand that technology is a gift for us. So we have the sharing content, we have the breakout sessions, we have the networking part. And the last part, which people don't think about enough, and this is a massive chapter in my last book, it's the actual follow-up. At an offline event like yours, people tend to stay together for a few days. In the evening, they meet up for drinks. There is something that happens. When you're doing an online event, many events around the world are making this massive mistake. At 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, event is over. No! Yes. No! The follow-up is important. What to do in the evening, what to do the next day. Running the masterminds, creating these mini communities is how we can have fun. It's how you as a business owner can develop your lifetime value, your LTV with your customers. So instead of holding on to them for like one event from 9 to 6, you can hold on to them for 2 weeks with some sort of a follow-up program. And this is, again, something I would love to work with you and your team on, of course, because it's something that I've been practicing for years, and this is why I see this situation in the world as a gift. I think that it's a gift for each one of us in a different way. And I really hope that no one listening is taking this disrespectful. Maybe they have family members that are sick. Maybe it's difficult for them. I know we all have different circumstances, But if spiritually we choose to see why it's a gift for ourselves, then we will understand that this is a gift for us. I understand that all the challenges I've been through in my life, I've been broke multiple times, I've been bankrupt, I've had many challenges, I've had people cheat me and people steal from me. I understand that it all led me to this moment. My successful failures, my education offline and online led me to this moment where I'm supposed to share and give this to the world.
Agree, absolutely agree. I have the same opinion that everything we prepared for years, all these new practices, approaches, and even piece of your input, because you help us with our events, with our get-togethers, and yes, absolutely. Now it's time to show our best. Now it's time to apply finally to make this, some new level to reach it. It's very important right now.
Alexander, I see that some people, I saw 3 different people asking us about how to do networking online. Maybe we can give that answer that's relevant for you and your team, and also relevant.
Absolutely.
So, let's look at any event. Let's look at you, anyone listening right now, or an event that you have. A networking break could be 15 minutes up to an hour, depending on your event, depending on the situation. Consider yourself as a person. Can you give yourself 3 networking breaks every day? Every day, put it in your calendar. Give yourself a networking break. 30 minutes is cool. I think it's amazing. And you decide, 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 7 o'clock in the evening, I'm taking a networking break for 30 minutes. That's during an event or during your life. It's up to you. What do you do at that event? Again, everyone has different circumstances. We have so many social medias that have groups. We have people in our social medias that we have not spoken to in a long time. What most people do in social media is they scroll through the news feed and look at junk and junk and junk. They allow Facebook, Contact, Instagram to show them what the algorithm wants to show them. I think that's a mistake, which is why about 2 years ago, I audited my social media. I cut a lot of people out, and I spent an average of 15 to 20 minutes a day looking at social media to see what it shows me. I spent another 2 hours a day specifically and strategically hunting in social media. Most people are just gatherers. They're reacting to social media. Strategically hunting in social media is something as simple as this. You take your WhatsApp and you scroll down. You go like this, chuk, 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 10 times, and you stop. That should be 6 months or even a year ago, right? You haven't spoken to these people in a long time because you did. Ask yourself, why have I not spoken to this person? And scroll and look like, this was a really interesting person. I had a really good conversation with them. This is where networking really flourishes, where you could send someone a little voice message for 15 to 20 seconds. Hey, John, how are you? It's been months since we connected. I remember our conversation at the last event where we met. We had a really good bond. And I wanted to share with you that, during these crazy times, I'm currently changing my business. I'd love to hear what you're up to right now. This is a book I've just recently read that got my mind thinking. Let me know if you got 15 minutes to jump on a quick chat. For example, you can also say someone like, hey, Masha, this is Gil Petersil. I met you at an event about 6 months ago, but we never really managed to follow up with each other because things got very busy. Now, during the virus time, I'm finding that I have a lot of time to follow up with people who I found important, people that inspired me, maybe people who I saw as a mentor. And I'd love to catch up with you and see what it is that you're doing, because the conversation we had left a mark on me, and I just really wanted to follow up. I hope you remember who I am, and let me know if you got 5-10 minutes for a quick conversation. So, and this is just off the top of my head. Again, if you needed me to, I can come up with 100 different ways, of course, of following up with people. This is what I do for a living. I help people understand how to authentically, from the heart, connect with people. Not in order to do business with them, in order to connect. Once you build a connection, you can develop it into a relationship that is stronger, That could take you 7 hours. It could take you 7 days. It could take you 7 weeks. It depends on how much of an open person you are, how much added value you want to have. And if you develop that relationship, that could develop into an opportunity to make money, an opportunity to learn something new, an opportunity to grow. Now, this is a very simple example of networking. Now, during an event, you could tell people to network with other people in the events in their cities. You could tell people to network with other people in other industries on breakout sessions on Zoom. You could tell people to take content they've learned, outline the 5 best things they've learned, and share it on social media right now. So you can actually utilize networking breaks to scale your business in an amazing way. And this is where the world is going. It's going into a position where we're not going to waste people's time anymore, at least I hope. Because right now, we're wasting people's time a lot. Like, I hope that anyone who's listening to us right now is interested in this. They're not just randomly listening and actually doing their work. Because,
You know, we are not on TikTok. We are not TikTok stars, and this is why. Yes, of course, it's. I believe it's for people. It's not the most interesting topic now. It's only for entrepreneurs. So, and I believe we help them. And at least you help me because it's usual. You know, like it was previously. It's very simple and very useful and very powerful idea. I love your approach about social media because I have this question for years, how to use it in the right way. And now you just explain it in a very easy way. And I really like this idea. And also because of my work style, you know, I record a lot, all this paperwork. Sometimes I'm just almost physically feel that I have to I need some communication, some two ways communication, some ideas exchange, and yes, and at the same time, I somehow I need to plan it. So I need to put on my calendar. So this is the answer. I love this answer. And
I think it's really important for someone like yourself, and you know the comments I'm giving is really relevant for everyone, but I'm focused on people who are entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs because that's the future. Most of the big corporations in the world, in my opinion, are either going to go bankrupt or going to completely change over the next 9 months. It's the entrepreneurs that will actually start to flourish. It's the entrepreneurs that will understand that they don't need thousands of clients to be happy. They need to make a difference in their community. They need to make a difference in someone's life. They cannot try to do a webinar and try to convert 1% of the audience. That's wasting the time of 99% of people. We need to come to a position where we're considering how do we truly add value to the right people. And I think someone like yourself, man, like there's so many masterminds I know about that would love to have someone like you on board where you would basically get together with entrepreneurs once every couple of weeks, once every week, and discuss problems in different people's businesses that are relevant to you and to them. That's where the power of sharing circles and masterminds come in. And I think that Masterminds is a massive part of the future. This is why Tony Robbins launched Mastermind.com, which helps people understand what masterminds really are. That's why we launched Mastermind.space to help people understand where they can go and find the right mastermind for themselves. And we only did a soft launch a couple of days ago on Sunday. This Sunday, it's actually going live for the first time. And next week, we're actually going to start, marketing it into the US market. And in 1 month, it's going to come into the Russian market because I love Russia. My wife is Russian, and a lot of our good friends are in Russia. So we want to be able to serve everywhere around the world as much as possible.
Oh, it's great. I cannot wait. I really want to try this product, this service. And also, I want to tell you, I really love your answers. Very simple, clear, useful, practical. I have only one question, last one, small one, about our convention. Maybe you can tell me what you're going to share, because I believe you have something special for our convention, and few words.
So the convention itself, for me, I know that it moved from offline to online. I personally believe that an entrepreneur who's got commitments, he's got employees, he's got clients, He's got a P&L that he's got to manage. I believe that your convention is a must, because they really need to look at the systems that they have. They need to look at the infrastructure of the business, and they need to change it. And being a part of your convention, one, will show the methodologies. That's why I'm personally very excited to be a part of the convention. Also invite my key executives, my CEOs from different countries, of course, they're going to be joining, to understand what are the different methodologies of looking at the business so it's structured. How do I create more automation in the business to make sure that I'm not a business operator, but I'm a business owner? I look at the company from the outside, not always in the company, but I'm working on the company. And I think this kind of education and consulting that you and your team gives is priceless right now. It will take people to a position where they'll need to start breaking down their business and saying, you know what? This part can go in the garbage right now because it's not going to make me money. This is the part that's going to make me money. These are the kind of people that I need. These are the systems that I need. And now finally I could do a business that I love and I'm proud of.
Yeah. It's amazing how you really can explain things very simple way. I'm very impressed. Yeah, absolutely. Great. So I'm waiting for this day. I'm waiting for our convention to see you again. Thank you very much. I'm very inspired. I have several ideas what to change in my business now, how to empower it, how to use your ideas. So thank you very much. It's amazing.
Of course. I hope that this was useful for your listeners. If it was useful for everyone's listening, give a thumbs up and some love for Alexander for inviting me on. Извините, это не все по-русски. В следующий раз можно переводчик, есть переводчица моя жена. Можно по-русски в следующий раз.
We're going to translate it. We're going to translate it so everything will be clear,
Отлично.
simple, and so thank you.
And if I could serve anybody here, just send me a direct message with the word Visotsky or the word Mastermind, and I'll serve you as much as I can.
Yes, guys, and if you are interested in our convention, if you are not a participant yet somehow, I don't know why, so send me direct message with the word convention, and we'll send you the link for this event. So
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye, guys.